Okay, so 10 reasons why I think Twitter is much better than Facebook. Okay, number one, with Twitter, you're able to tell which people are which. In other words, you know which celebrity accounts really them rather than the fake ones, because on Twitter, you know, celebrities have got that little verified tick, so you'll be able to tell which ones are them. But currently, on Facebook, there are over 83 million fake accounts. To be honest, if I want to find out about a celebrity's life or someone that's died, that's a celebrity, don't want to be reading it off a fake account on Facebook, and I'd rather find out from people all over the world that's trending on Twitter. Number two, on Twitter, you can write what is ever on your mind and not get questioned or hassled at all for it. If you do it on Facebook, however, all you get is questioned, hassled, and you do kind of look a little crazy. 3. You find out news in the world so much faster on Twitter than on Facebook. Plus, Twitter is more reliable too, from all the trends and all the celebrities that all post as well. 4. Fun. Okay, so on Facebook there was that time where people wrote statuses such as "like the status and I'll write on your wall" or whatever crap that they writ. Twitter, you know, some of the things that actually trend I find more interesting and more creative. Things like replace movie titles with the word flaps. Yes, sure, it is immature, but yet again, people can come up with creative things on their mind and stuff, you know, and it's just a nice thing to see what's on other people's mind. 5. Crappy groups. Okay, so lately I've been noticing on Facebook that there have been some groups, and the latest one I have found is something to do with cats being funny. Now, I totally disagree with this and everything along with everything, and I think along with other people agree that cancer is nowhere near funny, and that this group that has been made about it being funny is the low of the low, and that whoever it was really needs to, you know, think it through, like what have they done and who have they've upset. But you know, it's not the only page that I have seen like this. There are also some that are pretty damn low along the same lines and aren't really funny. But what's good about Twitter rather than Facebook on this matter is that, you know, when there's some form of abuse towards someone or something that has happened, something gets done about it. The other week, on the Olympics, the Riley 69 account person, you know, with the incident towards Tom Daley and something about his dad, you know, that was dealt with. And it just shows how much stronger Twitter is than Facebook, whereas these pages on Facebook are still up there and they have not been banned yet. So that is a good reason why Twitter is better than Facebook. Okay, number 6. Okay, for me, when I'm on my phone, Facebook can be a little bit too complicated and a little slow because of all the technology that's on it and everything. And for me, Twitter isn't too complicated for phones and for people that are new to it. Yeah, sure, Twitter can't. When I first started Twitter, I was confused as to how to work it, and I got on with Facebook easier. But as soon as you start to understand Twitter, you get used to it, and 9 times out of 10, you'll come to like it and use it a lot more. With Facebook, you have to do all this checking in and things like that just to say where you are, and then with Twitter, simply just tag the place where you are, and boom, people know where you are and what you're up to. Okay, number 7. Okay, friends. I probably know more people on my Twitter right now than I do on Facebook. I mean, Facebook, I've got 500 and something friends. Some people have over 1,000, but that's their choice to have that many. You already know quite a bit about someone if you're on Twitter personally, because with Twitter, you know, people update what they're doing daily, what's on their mind, what they feel like about a certain thing, you know, whereas on Facebook, you have to add that person and, you know, write on their wall to find out, ask questions about what they feel on something, and, you know, it can take a very long time. It doesn't take a lot of time, but, you know, it takes more time than needed, whereas Twitter, you can just simply sit there and find out what people are up to. Not only that, yeah, which, again, I find Twitter is more simple. So that's reason number 7. Okay, number 8. Blocking. if someone starts to annoy you on Facebook, and then for instance, the things that really annoy me on Facebook is people uploading loads of photos of themselves like 24/7, or people constantly writing loads and loads of statuses. I mean, it's allowed, but it can get really annoying. Now, I want to unfriend these people, but I don't want to be questioned and hassled as to, oh, why have you unfriended me? What have I possibly done? Now, instead of me having to make up an excuse or telling them like straight away, you know, like straight up in the face, like what is wrong, you know, if instead of doing that on Twitter, if someone just annoys you, you can just simply unfollow them and then they're gone, and you don't have to keep up with what they're doing and everything. So I do prefer. You can sense that I am heading towards Twitter, because I do prefer Twitter in a way, and I do use it a lot more often. Okay, number 9. Okay, this is one of my irritating reasons. Not irritating because it's Twitter, but why Facebook mainly irritates me. I think most people, I'm hoping, would agree that receiving these Cityville and Farmville requests is kind of annoying, and even know how many times you tell the person not to send you the request, and it's really annoying that they still don't do it. Now with Twitter, the only notifications I think you really get is your connections and the interactions where people retweet or, you know, or favourite your tweets, and that's not really annoying because it makes, you know, whatever. But with Facebook, you know, you have to again unfriend them or go through the settings and stop notifications. If you stop one notification, you can stop them all, and it's pretty much too complex. It's not impossible or hard, but again, it does take up some time, which again is why Twitter is simple. With Twitter, main notification you're going to get is, oh, an odd virus in there, but yeah, again, you shouldn't be getting viruses because other people shouldn't be clicking on stuff. Okay, my 10th reason. Okay, banter. On Facebook, I think we've all had the odd occasion where, you know, someone states something what they don't agree on, and then people get involved and start saying that, or they state a status that's directly aimed at someone. And of course, on Facebook, when you're replying on a post, there's no limit to how many characters you can write. So that's why I think banter on Facebook is really tedious and boring, because, you know, it can get really lame on what people put, and it starts getting like a boring evening because you're hyped up, because you're excited to see what people put. Now with Twitter, some people say 140 characters is not enough to express your mind, but so I think with 140 characters on Twitter, banter or wars or whatever are called Twitter wars. Now, say if a celebrity doesn't get along with another one, they will tweet each other. Because it's 140 characters, I have to think about what we're going to put, and I prefer the 140 characters rule, because some replies become more wittier, and not only that, they become more creative and probably 10 times funnier than the responses you get on Facebook, which is why I prefer seeing celebrities go at each other, because I find it hilarious. And not only that, when you do it with your friends, it's not taken as seriously as it is on Facebook, which is again another reason why Twitter is better. There are other reasons why I could go on why Twitter is better, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it at that. Of course, I am on Twitter. It'd go at Adam John Ferris. That's John with a OHN. Then you can find me. I do have Facebook, but I'd rather you follow me on Twitter. Okay.